Hello and welcome to another exciting weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Today, Western Roundup highlights the new Adelphi Health Center. Healthwise takes a look at the fats in our food and the impact on our health. Stick around for these and more interesting features right after this important message.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
St. James residents are now benefiting from improved health care delivery. Our Western Roundup team was on site for the opening of the new Adelphi Health Center. Let's see what it offers.
And I'm glad that the government has thought to build up this building. I was so glad when I saw this new building. When I heard that it opened, oh, my heart rejoiced. And I said, woo.
The residents of Adelphi in St. James and its neighboring communities are rejoicing, having received a brand new health center through the Jamaica Social Investment Fund under the European Union Poverty Reduction Program. Today on Western Roundup, we take you to the facility to give you a sneak peek ahead of its official opening. Stay with us.
The old Adelphi Health Center, located in the community of Adelphi St. James, once serviced a population of over 10,000 people, some coming from as far as Trelawney. The site will now be used as a community space for meetings and other activities, since the residents have received a brand new facility to meet the medical needs of residents and people in surrounding areas. The new facility was constructed at a cost of just over $50 million through a partnership with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund and the European Union under its funded Poverty Reduction Program PRP. PRP, which started in 2000 and is now in its fourth phase, aims to improve living conditions in underserved communities by providing access to quality basic infrastructure and services in the areas of education, water, health, and sanitation.
We started operating on Monday, that is the 23rd, after a long wait. But we wanted to ensure that the facility is fit for service, and that whatever we are doing to our valued patients, we do so with the best proper way. We are currently serving a population of 10,000 persons, and we see up to 700 patients per day. That will double as soon as the pharmacy and the dental area that we never had before. This facility did not have a dental area. So we have a three-chair dental area that will double capacity of persons that we are seeing. So we'll see close to 1,400 persons per day when that facility is open in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We have the equipment, we are getting in them, and the technical persons are making their assessment before taking them in so that we can start the operation. So come next month, the dental facility will be up and running. I'm elated as a parish manager to have this facility open. It is the only new facility that has been built in Western Jamaica in the last 30 years. I mean, it is something to be happy about.
The residents and staff, who are evidently excited about the new facility, have expressed gratitude and appreciation for the new health center.
We in this community appreciate this venture. There had been a lot of struggles over the year since the clinic that we have has been outdated, and so this one will be real value and importance to the community.
It's quite an upgrade from what we had previously. As you can see, it's a lot more spacious. Everyone has a workplace, which is definitely better for us as workers and for the patients, because we can observe the social distancing, as you can see from the waiting area. The staff are very happy. We are all very happy for this new facility, and we're glad that everything was organized for us as soon as it could have been.
All sort of insects were giving us a lot of trouble, and at the new facility now we have none of those challenges. So it's very nice, very comfortable to work with, and very appealing to the staff and to those that come to the facility for help.
It's a good look, and I was waiting for it for a very long time.
I came here and I get you very early to the doctor, and you can explain and talk to the doctor like how you'd want to talk to it. Like how when you into a private doctor, you can speak to them. So I sit there and I speak to my doctor all my issues. I love it up there. I love it. It's good. And I hope more places who need a clinic will get this a facility like that what we have here.
One of the major factors contributing to the relocation of the health center was frequent flooding during heavy rains. This was taken into consideration prior to the construction of the new facility, which was built on an elevation. The facility boasts sterilization, nebulization and consultation rooms, offices for doctors and staff, a registration station, records rooms, restrooms, a laundry room, a kitchenette, and was fitted with water tanks and generators in case of water disruptions or power outages. These are in addition to the pharmacy and dental areas that were added as new services at the center. The compound was also fenced and a car park established by the Ministry of Health and Wellness at a cost of $7 million.
That's all for the program today. As usual, thank you for joining us for Western Roundup, where we take you from the corners of St. Elizabeth to the hilly terrains of St. Anne. Remember to send your feedback to jismobe@jis.gov.jm. Until next time, take care.
Jamaicans consume on average 9 to 12 grams of sodium or salt per day, twice the World Health Organization recommended amount of less than 5 grams or 1 teaspoon of salt, and more ideally, less than 2 grams of sodium per adult per day from all food sources. This excess salt in the diet causes high blood pressure, kidney and bone damage, gastric cancer, obesity, and worsening of asthma. Reduce the amount of salt you consume to no more than 3 to 5 grams, or half to 1 teaspoon per day for adults, and less than 2 grams for children under 11 years of age. Let's shake the salt habit and live healthy. A public service message from the Jamaica Information Service.
We're still on the path of health, and this next feature explores the fats in our food. There are good and bad fats, and we will learn about all of this next.
The human brain is 60% fat. Fats provide a storehouse of energy for the body and promote normal cell growth and healthy skin. Fat also acts like a cushion and heat regulator to protect the heart, liver, and other vital organs. And as most people would know, fat adds flavor to our food and helps us feel full longer. It is clear that having fat in our diet is beneficial in many ways, but too much or the wrong kind can be equally harmful. Fat is a source of essential fatty acids which help the body absorb vitamins A, D, and E. There are 3 types. Monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids are both considered good fats. The third, saturated fatty acid, is what we are often encouraged to avoid or lower our intake. So too, trans fat, which is created by a process called hydrogenation that makes the fat harder at room temperature to increase the shelf life.
What is in our foods impact on the quality of our lives.
The World Health Organization recommends that trans fat intake be limited to less than 1% of total energy intake, which translates to less than 2.2 grams per day with a 2,000 calorie diet.
Studies have shown that saturated fat increases the amount of bad cholesterol or LDL in the blood and has no effect on the good cholesterol HDL. Trans fatty acids increase the amount of bad cholesterol in the blood and also reduce the amount of good cholesterol. Diets high in these bad fats are linked to obesity, heart disease, and other cardiovascular related problems. Trans fat also causes malformation of cell membranes and other cell structures in the body, leading to weak cell walls and abnormal cell function. They are not recognized by enzymes and can cause neural degeneration and diminished brain function. So why then is trans fat used? Well, taste and economics. Trans fat makes food stay fresh on the shelf longer and improves food texture and flavor stability. Based on a 2021 assessment of the fatty acids in commonly consumed foods in Jamaica, our intake is very high.
If you look at confectionery, you see how high the percentages there, and it comes down in several of the other food products. Okay, this is just the percentage that have trans fat. Notice that the canned foods had none at all, or the beverages that we looked at had no trans fat. Okay, but this is just saying whether there was trans fat in the product. What we are even more interested in is which products had high levels of trans fat. In terms of the highest concentrations, more than 2% of fat as trans fat, we see the dairy products, and it goes down like that. And then when we now look at those that had the same products that had high saturated fat along with the trans fat, we see the figures here.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness is looking to change this and encourage better food production and consumption practices.
Healthier alternatives can be used that do not affect the taste or the cost of food.
Knowing what is in our food is part of the way forward. It is a lifestyle change to come through education, product reformulation, regulation, food labeling, and monitoring.
The elimination of industrially produced trans fats is part of a comprehensive policy package to prevent diet-related NCDs, which comprises mandatory food labeling, ingredients lists, nutrition panels declaring trans fats, interpretive front-of-package labeling based on nutrient profiles, restrictions on food marketing aimed at children and adolescents, mandatory standards for healthy food served in schools, and limits on sugar content.
It's not just about our resolve to do the right thing to consume what is in our best interest. That in and of itself is a challenge, because we have to now nudge, encourage, motivate, and in some instances legislate, I believe, certain types of actions to encourage better quality of life from a nutrition consumption standpoint. I think it is essential to advocating in the first instance for voluntary compliance as an immediate response.
As consumers, we have the choice of using naturally occurring unhydrogenated vegetable oils such as canola, safflower, sunflower, or olive oil. We can also limit red meat and choose lean cuts. It is also recommended that we steam, boil, or bake foods instead of cooking them in fats or oils. Another approach is to choose low-fat dairy products, poultry, and fish, and purchase processed foods made with unhydrogenated oils rather than partially or hydrogenated vegetable oils or saturated fats. Use soft margarines as a substitute for butter and choose soft margarine over the harder stick forms. Limit consumption of commercially fried foods and baked goods made with shortening or partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. Not only are these high in fat, but it is also likely to be trans fat. And cut back on foods high in dietary cholesterol. Let's eat healthy and live well.
There's a lot more to Jamaica than just what meets the eye. I had always loved art. It was my first love. It set me free. I did some artwork for the Half Moon Hotel. And shortly after, 14 guests showed up at my gate thinking I had a gallery up here. And that gave me the idea that I need to have a gallery. And so the guests would come up, they see the garden, ask if they could go for a walk, but everybody came back saying we should make something of it. It was inspiring and they described it in many ways.
When they come here, we give each guest a welcome and a little history about the place before they take the tour. There's one word that they repeat over and over again. Love. They feel love in this place.
One guest we had in the early years was from Germany. And he said, I spent 5 days on the beach looking up in these hills and just wondered what was life like up there. And he found us. People who travel want to experience. And this is what we try to offer, an experience.
Every guest that leaves this place, say it, I came here as a guest and I felt like family.
Yeah.
Come to Jamaica and be our family.
We all have a story to tell. Mine is just one of millions that are out there, and they're all good.
We are switching lane now as we take you along the route of development of key sectors of the Jamaican economy. Up next, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation JBDC's project to strengthen the cultural and creative industries.
Jamaica's creative and cultural industries CCIs are being mobilized for an economic transformation. For many years, the country has generated global acclaim through its various CCIs, making them among the most significant industries. But their full social and economic potential have not been tapped into to spur the significant growth and development that is possible.
We believe that is a set of industries that are actually transformational in terms of moving Jamaica forward economically and sustainably. The creative and cultural industries are founded on things that Jamaicans do well. So we have a natural competitive advantage in the creative and cultural industries. As a matter of fact, when you think about brand Jamaica and what defines brand Jamaica, certainly externally, is really it's really founded in the creative and cultural industries. The cultural and creative industries are a group of industries that whose raw material is founded on intangibles. Products of the mind, visual arts, theatre, dance and performing arts, design, music, gifts and crafts, advertising and marketing, media, festivals, fairs, and film, cultural heritage, television, broadcast, digital media, fashion, culinary, museums, galleries, and libraries.
Increased attention is now being given to these industries to better exploit their economic and social development potential. This includes a full mapping of such industries, with the support of the British Council in 2019 and 2020, and a situational analysis to pave the way forward.
One of the critical things that came out of that mapping was, of course, that vexed issue of data. And the collection of data, the mining of the data, the analysis of the data, and the utilization of the data that is specific to the creative industries. Like, for instance, what is the specific value of the creative and cultural industries? How many persons are employed specifically in the creative and cultural industries? And what is the value of their contribution to the GDP?
The UNESCO-funded Mapping Jamaica's Cultural and Creative Industries project estimates the contribution of Jamaica's CCI to be 5.2% of the country's GDP. The report from that mapping also indicates 2.2 billion Jamaican dollars, or about 14 million US dollars in revenue being generated annually by CCIs, which are estimated to account for 3% of total employment.
We have not monetized sufficiently the creative industries to be the rich superpower that they can make us, that they can create for us in Jamaica.
The Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC, in partnership with the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, further embarked on a national project to validate the country's CCIs.
That will give us a specific value of the industry, what's the contribution to GDP, what's the contribution to employment in particular. It will also give us some sub-data as well, like the value and importance of some of this to some social development as well. And it also will give us specific recommendations for the sector.
For it to continue, we need to sensitize person what information do we need to keep going forward with this. When you're asked for the information, please provide the information at a detailed level, because in order to derive the value added, it's not just the sales or what income they're generating. We have to take from that cost. So we would love to get the information.
The expectation is that Statin will consistently collect data to allow for ongoing understanding of the value and contribution of these industries.
Mapping the return on investment, allowing government really to strategically and in a structured way decide on how it is that you're going to invest in both the demand side and the supply side of the chain of the creative and cultural industries, so that we can now plot real development and measurable development path for the cultural and creative industries. We believe that there's huge potential for wealth creation, for employment from the creative industry sectors that is just untapped presently. That's round one. We also believe that there is investment that is waiting to happen in the sector, as long as we can get a sense, investors, they want a sense of exactly what they're investing, what they're investing in, and what the potential returns on those investments are.
Every Jamaican has the right to know what is happening in Parliament, to know when new laws are being passed, and to give their opinions on legislation before either house.
Every Jamaican has the right to see their representatives in action, making laws, holding the executive to account, representing the people, working for the benefit of all Jamaicans.
It is your right to observe first-hand meetings of the Senate, meetings of the House of Representatives, and the meetings of parliamentary committees. You may also take a tour of your parliament.
To find out more about the Houses of Parliament, please call 876-922-0200, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, or visit our website at www.japarliament.gov.jm.
Searching online is what most of us do every day. Information is the world's new currency, and the provision of quality information is what is setting businesses, governments, and even countries apart. And when we search, we're looking for information that is accurate, easy to understand, and relevant. And we expect to get there in 3 clicks. The Jamaican public sector is delivering numerous services every day to clients locally and abroad. Clients who cannot afford to waste neither time nor money searching through hard-to-find information. Introducing gov.jm, the gateway that will become the single online space for accessing information on government services in a way that is simple and seamless. Through the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program, PSTM, Gov.jm is placing the needs of our clients at the center. By placing vast government information in one place, we are making it easier, faster, and simpler for our clients and potential clients to get the information they need, when they need it, and how they need it. For the potential investor or visitor to Jamaica, the ability to find information easily can make the difference between a decision to invest in Jamaica or somewhere else. To start, we found those everyday services in highest demand, the ones Jamaicans locally and in the diaspora frequently need. We took the services non-residents and investors frequently need, and we've started by creating a gateway to those services online. Gov.jm will allow those seeking to do business with government to find what they need faster. Whether you want to know how to apply for a passport, pay taxes online, register a business, or find out your health benefits under the Health Fund program. Information is grouped so that the user knows where to go right away, whether he's a resident, non-resident, or an investor. And this is the kind of information, the kind of service that will gain Jamaica international rankings for e-government. We're still at the early stages. The gateway currently now indexes some of the services available online and provides clear navigation to them. But Gov.jm will never stop evolving. It is the customer feedback about information they need that will guide the evolution of Gov.jm. Over time, we'll work to bring more and more services online and create a standard online schema for all government websites. Gov.jm, the new gateway to government information and services. The search is over.
Looking for that next science project, one that will make a lasting impact, and one that's also economically beneficial? Look no further than the National School Tree Planting Competition. We're calling on all schools from early childhood right up to the tertiary level to sign up for this worthy cause. The school that plants the most fruit or ornamental trees will get $300,000. Visit the Forestry Department's website to submit your entries for a chance to win awesome cash prizes and awards. Don't forget to download the 876 Trees app and see the progress of each tree planted. Get those green thumbs working and let the planting begin. Entries close on February 28, 2023.
And this is where we end today's journey inside Jamaica Magazine. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for another show. Until then, there's much more to watch by visiting our website, jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Until next time, do take care and do good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.